Hello, collective, and welcome to the Moon Report. My name is Marlene. I am the modern mystic and your resident moon goddess here with the new moon in Taurus. And I am so thrilled to bring you this new moon because for a very long time, I haven't had anything positive or like not intense to say. And for once, I'm feeling like, oh, okay, this is not bad. Um, I do want to mention right off the bat, if you have been feeling weird for the last week or so, listen, it's all of us. You are not crazy. If you're here in the Moon Report watching right now, whether you're live joining us on Zoom or you're catching the replay, it's because something called you to this Moon Report. And it's something that you need to ground, right? So if you're feeling hung over from all the eclipse energy, all the retrograde energy, everything that we have been dealing with, be mindful. Be mindful, take care of you. It's all of us. We have all been dealing with it. We all feel it. And whether you're super conscious of it or not, it has been happening. And I want you to give yourself a big break, like right now. Stop whatever you're doing, however you're listening, and take an internal moment to give yourself a big fat break. And just breathe that in because you know what? We've been doing the best we can. And some of us have been dealing with it up here. Some of us have been dealing with it in here. Some of us have been dealing with it in our bodies with pain and symptoms. And some of us have been dealing with it in our pockets. Most of us probably coming off this Mercury retrograde in Taurus and all this Venusian energy going on. So we're probably all kind of thinking about finances in some way, shape, or form. So allow yourself to just connect to the collective right now. And if you haven't been supported during this time, this is your moment to connect to the collective and your fellow sisters and kind of just feel like you're not alone because you're not. And there's so much that has been going on, but this new moon is nice. It is nice because we're getting a new start, we're getting a fresh start. It's an earth energy, Taurus. There's so much energy in Taurus right now that it's just giving us a grounded feeling. And a big player like Jupiter is in Taurus right now as well. And it is conjunct the south node, I mean, the north node during this new moon. So, what do you want to grow? That's the first question I want you to write down. What do you want to grow? Because right now there is some big manifesting energy. And if you direct your energy in the right direction and in the direction of what you want to grow, it will grow. So let's make sure that we're eliminating distractions, that we're being very clear as to what it is that we want to manifest, and that we allow pleasure and beauty and all the Venus things to be a part of it. Allow yourself to feel the senses when you're bringing this dream alive. Taurus is the second sign of the zodiac, and it's where we build. It is where we create foundation. It's where we get sturdy and we solidify. And we really dig deep into stability. So we want to make sure that we're creating from that place of our dreams and our desires. And I want to take a moment to talk about desires because desires, some of us have this, pesky little habit of connecting guilt and shame to desire. And it is time to find a way to shed what keeps you in that place. And again, here's another opportunity for you to connect to the collective because we are all shedding, all of us at the same time. South Node and Scorpio, what we are moving away from, what is being uncovered, what is being unearthed. So, is it going to be uncomfortable? Yes. And I'll tell you why later specifically. But yes. Are there going to be growing pains? Yes. Because our soul's purpose is an evolutionary process. And with an evolutionary process comes shedding, comes pain, comes meeting your darkness, comes suffering. And all of that doesn't have to be hard, right? It usually is. And we get to cry, we get to release, we get to reach to our tools. But it could get easier every time if we look at it from a greater perspective as something that is going to happen because our evolution depends on it. So I want to also mention that streamlining your thoughts, taking a moment to sit down and organize what you're doing will help eliminate some of the anxiety as well as to this urgency of, oh, I gotta do something. You might be feeling in these days like you gotta do things, you gotta get it done. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure you do have to get it done, but and you can also take your time, Taurus, slow, steady, intentional. Because when you're creating a foundation, don't you want to do it like right the first time? I mean, doesn't the structure's longevity and livelihood literally depend on the foundation? So why rush this process? Check your relationship with time. You know, is this something that's always like now, now, now? You get to play with that. You get to warp that. I mentioned before, Mercury is now going direct. It is in its post shadow phase, which means now Mercury that was going retrograde is going forward and it is covering the trajectory that it did when it was going backward. So the emotional upheavals, the turmoil from the past, the sharp edges that have been a process. Now, you know, whatever has not been clean for you, whatever has not been something that you want in your life, I cannot stress this enough. Please find the courage or find someone to help you with the courage to get it out of your life. If it hasn't changed by now, we're done. Such a Hispanic thing to do. Acabó. That's what we say in Spanish when it's over in my culture. Se acabó. Allow that process. Like go with the flow. Don't resist it. If it's been dying, let's go. Let's usher it out. Let's nudge it gracefully, peacefully, lovingly. I'm going to Hawaii for my honeymoon and I'm already doing the I hope you're feeling light and funny and happier because I am. I'm feeling a little bit more like myself. These transits, and the more you come to these reports, the more sensitive you're going to be to them, the more susceptible you're going to be to them. These things take us, if our awareness grows, these cosmos and astros take us on a ride. And that is why we need to set good intentions on new moons. A new moon like this that means so much new beginning. Set good intentions. Be mindful. So Jupiter is squaring Pluto and Mars during this. Um, it's in 0 degrees of Taurus, but it's squaring Pluto and Mars during the new moon. And with Jupiter and Taurus, we're expanding on things that are sturdy, stable, steady, right? And with the North Node, it's always going to be a challenge because, again, evolution. The North Node is an evolutionary aspect. It is showing us where we are going, what our destiny is, what our purpose is, what our greatest lesson is. And right now, that is in Taurus, conjunct Jupiter. So it's exciting because it's your soul's purpose and you're going to keep pushing for it. But is it going to be challenging? Probably. With this square in Pluto and Mars? Absolutely. The transformation and the change will have its growing pains. Again, there will be change. But change with Pluto is no joke. Change with Pluto is massive change. So the more you allow and you go with the flow, the more you allow this transformation to happen naturally, gently, peacefully, as much as possible in your life, the better you're going to, you know, move through these transits and meeting your own darkness with the least amount of resistance and like judgment as possible is quite um an advantage, let's say. If you can come from that perspective, things will move easier because Mars is there also square and opposing Pluto as it's also squaring the moon. I mean Jupiter. So what that means is that it's aggravating the situation. It's creating tension. It's it's like it might be frustrating or feisty. Maybe like feeling like you got to make moves like now. So breathe, a lot of breathing, you know, a lot of tapping into your senses. If you can do something like, I don't know, get a massage, get some acupuncture, go to a sauna or like hot springs, um, something sensual, something delicious for you, something Venusian. Eat the grapes, have the chocolate cake, take care of you in a beautiful way, nurture yourself and treat yourself with grace. Um, we are, coming out of a very tumultuous eclipse season. And like I mentioned before, you may still be feeling the effects of the chaos. So as we allow this time to settle in and the light of the moon grows from this new moon, we will start feeling more grounded. So let's help usher that into and, take care of your body. But just know that this is a time that is, lucky. And if you want money, go get it. Start creating a plan. Do it, because this is a lucky time. This is a time to manifest. This is an innovative time, change. The universe is supporting change. Uranus is supporting change. So if there's changes that you wanted to make, do it. And it could be at a massive scale because massive shifts are being supported at this time. So there's a lot of magic that is coming with this new moon. Be mindful of your intentions, set them right. If there's anything that I can help you with, you can reach out to me anytime. DM me, find me on Instagram at the Modern Mystique. And, if there's a personal reading that you want, because this is a time to look into your transits and see where this luck is affecting you. For example, for me, it's in my sixth house. Jupiter is in Taurus in my sixth house. What does that mean? My activities of daily living, my organization, the more I take care of my body, the more that I give myself clean food, the more that I keep myself active, the more that I will reap the rewards of Jupiter. So that's the power of finding out where these transits are in your life, because you can really know where to direct the energy, right? So I know that this is a great time for me to take care of my body, feed myself right, stay active, take small steps that lead to big results. And that could be very useful in my life. So I'm here to help. Until then, I will see you in the next full moon. Enjoy this beautiful, beautiful Taurus energy. Love yourself and love each other. Mwah. Big hug. Ciao.